Ryan Holiday, the best-selling author of books like The Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, and The Daily Stoic, wrote in one of his articles, so you want to be a writer? That's mistake number one. So he wrote, getting published is easy. Getting anyone to care, well, that's the hard part. Now, this is from a man who was the director of marketing at American Apparel and is now a full-time author, a writer. So it goes without saying that marketing and promotion are things infinitely more complicated and daunting than actually writing and publishing a book. Now, the first thing you need to know is it is not easy. So all the YouTube videos that tell you how to market your book, how to increase your book sales, beware if someone tells you that it is easy, well, they are lying. Hello, Namaskar, welcome, Swagatam. I am Dr. Abhinav Atul, and if you have tuned into this video, it is likely that you trust I will share some interesting facts, some practical tips, and more importantly, the unfiltered, unsweetened truth as I see it. This is the 11th episode of Let's Talk Self-Publishing, and this means that there are 10 more episodes out there which you can check out in this playlist. And also, if you are watching this in the future, well, you will find even more episodes there. And don't forget to subscribe to tlbcity YouTube channel. It will keep you updated and us motivated to keep bringing you more content. Now, I mentioned this in episode 5. Marketing and promotion are two different things with different purpose. Marketing is more long-term and promotion is like an event or an activity. Marketing is everything that you do to make sure the right readers know your book exists and they feel motivated to read it. Marketing is an ocean of strategies, techniques, skills, calculations, research, and all mixed with a bit of luck. There are people who study at universities and get degrees and intern for free and work their asses off for years to become a professional at marketing. So understandably, no amateur YouTuber, not even me, is going to be able to give you the sure shot mantra to perfectly market your book so that it becomes the next bestseller and the next thing Netflix is after to make a series on. No, the purpose of this video is to give you perspective, something that you won't find in the textbooks and will certainly not find in 99% of other YouTube videos at all. What is this perspective, you ask? Well, it will all boil down to two statements. First, nothing in this world is free. So, as we discuss, beware every aspect, every facet, every idea that I talk about, there is a cost involved. Often that cost is money, but that cost could also be time, which I'd argue is far more precious a resource. But well, without getting too philosophical about it, let me move on to the next point. And that is, it is your book. So it is your job to market it. No one else is going to do it for you. Now, don't get me wrong. You can hire a professional or a freelancer, pay them for their expertise, their skills, and you market your book. Still, only you are accountable for the outcome. The decision of which professional to hire and how much to spend are yours. Think about it. If the stars align and all your gambits pay off, amazing. But if it doesn't, wouldn't your agent have a very simple way of saying, if you had invested a little more, if you boosted that particular post a little more, or gotten the more premium package, the strategy would have worked, right? The moment you decide to publish, you become more than an author. You become the CEO of your book, and CEOs don't outsource accountability. Therefore, my videos will be about you, the author, the decisions you have to make, the precautions you have to take, the time and effort that you have to dedicate, and expectations that you have to manage. Are you with me till now? Let me take a step back and put a question in front of you. Do you plan to write only one book in your lifetime? If no, then think about this. Apart from marketing your book, individual books as they come out, you must also market yourself as an author. Now, this might seem tedious, unnecessary, bordering on narcissistic, but trust me, building an author brand, your own entity, will help you in the long run as your bibliography grows. That is where your author profile, your social media, your website, and most importantly, your persona come into play. I would say go all in. In time, there may come a day that your name is printed in larger and more prominent manner on the cover than the title of the book itself. So, what can you do to market yourself? The first step is to make a decision. I'm saying this because many authors are camera shy or flat out introverts. So don't just listen to me. You have to sell the idea to yourself first, before standing in front of a camera and asking other readers to try your work. All my thoughts, tips and suggestions aside, if you as a person are not comfortable with it, then it won't work. You must figure out why. Why do you want to market yourself? And then we'll come to how. Trust me, if the answer to your why is money, to earn money, you want to market yourself and your book to earn money, you might as well just stop watching my videos and check out the other videos which specifically cater to the need of earning more money out of your work. The why, as far as I'm concerned, must be something greater than just money. Money is an outcome. It cannot be the purpose. It cannot be the goal. The purpose why you write must resonate deeply with the why of the readers. People don't read to spend money that they have lying around in excess. People read because reading brings a tapestry of colors in their life which other pursuits don't. Therefore, if you think you can stand in front of a camera and speak to one reader and make that one person trust you in that your writing is going to fulfill that which they crave, only then can this step work. Your book, your brand, your move. The concept of focusing on one reader is something that I will broach again and again, and it is not my idea. It is a common and very useful mantra. It is a very useful concept.
I've just pushed some people and run away.
Save one.
What?
Save one person.
And then?
You'll know.
But we will get back to that point later. What I was getting at this point is that marketing yourself, making a brand and entity for yourself, must begin at the right base. Yourself, your true self. The lesser you have to pretend, the more people are going to relate to you. All the pretenses, the larger than life characters and the insanely complex human beings, they are in your books, right? You are the author. You may not be that complicated when it comes to writing. When you come into the limelight, it should be the core, your core as an author. You write books, you tell stories, or you share your knowledge, or you give voice to issues which no one else dares talk about. Anything. With that, with your innermost purpose, your reality, you step up. What do we do then? We make social media accounts. Obviously, that is kind of the first step, right? Now, here is my tip. Make your social media presence unique in some way. You may have a name which is very common. You won't even get your name as your ID on Instagram or YouTube or even your email ID, right? What do you do for that? You add a few different special characters. What does that show? Lack of insight, lack of creativity. You end up making an ID which no one can remember. In college, when I made my first email ID, well, despite how young and energetic I look and sound, I am that old. Emails were just starting to become a commonplace thing when I was in medical college. But anyway, my very first email ID was what? You know who, MCC 2006. I'm sure a majority of you will relate to this. You all may have created weird IDs like this sometime in your life. Just imagine if my today's social media profile was this. No, something which you can't remember or spell will have a tough time sticking in the minds of your viewers or readers. Now, the Versatile Doctor, it is not only my social media ID, it is also a reflection of my persona. Google the Versatile Doctor, I bet you will find me. So, before making your social media ID, make it unique. Those who have a very unique name, well, then even that name might work. I mean, as a unique ID, right? Like my name, my second email ID was abhinav.atul. Simple. You would argue if a unique social media name is at all important. I mean, what's in a name, right? Well, I'm not going to answer that. It is something that you need to figure out for yourself and decide for yourself. The easiest way to decide that is to have a look at all the profiles that you follow. Famous authors, celebrities, anyone famous whose social media account you have followed, just have a look at what their profile name is and what their social media look is, how you feel about it, how you feel about them, their social media presence. Now, if you want to just add author underscore your name in front of your name as a social media ID, well, you can do that. Or you can put dollars in place of S. Completely your choice. My only suggestion is acknowledge that this is an important choice, and although it doesn't take money to do it, you should put some time and thought into deciding your social media name. After that comes two things which are optional. One is to have your logo, and second is to have your own design language and color scheme. Again, that is something that may not be considered necessary, but it doesn't hurt to have. I won't delve into much detail here. Your profile picture, similarly, it can simply be your photo or just your name or logo or the initials or just the cover of your book. Remember, the purpose of your profile photo is to attract those who just stumble upon your profile and to make them feel inclined to dive in, to establish you as an entity, as a name, as a person, to want to know about you and not feel like it is just a random profile. More important decision here is which platforms should a self-published author have a presence on. Again, it helps to make this decision early on and as a well thought decision, to be sure, because making accounts is free, right? But you need to be active too. Otherwise, it not only becomes useless, it gives a negative impression. You have a link tree with 10 links and a person clicks on your Twitter link and sees that you haven't posted anything in the last 5 years. What impression will that leave? Or you have a profile on Discord which you don't even know how to run. Save yourself some time and make profiles only on those platforms where you can commit. The big two are Instagram and YouTube, which we call Bookstagram and Booktube. Don't make a channel on YouTube if the only thing you are ever going to post are your book trailers. I mean, you don't need to upload videos daily, but if you do intend to have a YouTube presence, YouTube name, you should keep posting a few videos a month to keep it alive. Better to have no channel at all than one which has maybe only 2 videos or maybe 5 to 10 subscribers. Instagram, on the other hand, is kind of mandatory, even more so than Facebook. So make an account and keep posting. Once a week is a good frequency, but more than the frequency, you should focus on the content. Make all your posts about your brand. If it is just about books, well and good. If it is about other stuff, again, no problem. Make sure every post has a purpose on your profile page, somehow related to your personality or your books. If it is a random photo or post or reel, then ask yourself, why do you want to post this random, random image of a spider on your Instagram? Does it have a message? Would it mean something for a person who checks your profile for the first time? That person could be your next reader, right? Making an Amazon author profile is also a must. It is very easy, no different than making a profile anywhere else. Same goes for Goodreads. You can log into Goodreads with your Amazon profile. Other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, BookBub, Medium, Discord, Reddit, all up to you. If the platform is one that you use regularly, then and only then make a profile there. The bigger question here is, do you want to have a website and a blog. Again, these two things which many authors are just making and forgetting. Yes, you can drive readers to your website and keep your book links there and even monetize your website. But remember, if you're not going to keep updating it, then don't make one. Same goes for a blog and again for a newsletter if you want one. These technically don't have much value in themselves, but in the long run, if these are well maintained, means regular posts on the blog, newsletters with interesting matter regularly, the website being revamped and updated regularly, then they will help keep your entity in focus. Making a website for a book, well, that doesn't make any sense. But making a web page for each of your books that you have written on your website, that is good. So far, I have talked about creating the identity for the author. That's the step 1 of marketing the author. It is not the end of our discourse of marketing promotion, but this is the end of today's episode. We shall meet again in the next episode to talk more about making the author famous before moving on to talk about marketing the books. So stay tuned, do check out the other videos in this series and on the channel, and flood the comment section with your questions, your doubts, your suggestions, your feedback, and tell us about whatever marketing strategies that you have used, you have deployed, and whether they have worked and not worked. Do know that TLBCity offers services for brand creation and marketing along the lines that I talked about in this video. Details are available on the website www.tlbcity.com. We also have a contest, Market in a Minute, running right now. The last date for sending entries is 30th August. The details are in the description. Until next episode, this is Dr. Abhinav Atul signing off from TLBCity. Namaskar.